Okay. Show 'em. I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Now clear your minds. Notice what scares you.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Kill you all. Drive you crazy. I'll kill you all.
What's blood for? It's not for shedding.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Why do you need me?
Not people. Brains.
The boogeyman is real, and you found him.
Sometimes that's better.
Welcome back to the Skewered Universe Podcast. My name is Jeff, and I don't have Leanne here with me this week. She's off on assignment. I don't know what assignment. She just told me she was going off on one, so we'll see what happens. But I have someone who I admire, I look up to, who has helped me become a little bit better of a mediocre podcaster. They're high level. You've heard them here before. Please welcome back Patrick of the ScreamQueenz Podiverse.
Hi,
How are you?
Jeff. Hi, Skewered Universe peoples.
How the hell are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy you brought me here on Mother's Day, being the mother of your illegitimate child and everything. So,
I mean, it's the least I could do.
yeah, because I didn't get any presents or an alimony check or anything like that, or child support. But, whatever. We're not going into that again. We're not going into this again. We're not going to fight on this wonderful day.
No, we shouldn't fight. It's all
Mm.
about peace and love. You know.
Gatlopping our fucking brains out.
Speaking of that, so the reason you are here is you reached out to me
Mhm.
with an idea to talk about a movie.
Yes.
One that I had not heard of, did not even know existed until you brought it up. And that is the little 2022 indie film called Gatlopp. So
Beg to differ. It's Gatlopp, hell of a game.
We're reunited. This is good.
We are gonna get drunk, and then you are gonna forget about your ex-wife.
It's game time, motherfucker.
What's Gatlopp?
It sounds like a Star Trek creature.
I found this today. It is our destiny.
There's shot glasses.
Here's
to those who wish us well, and all the rest can go to hell. Oh, let's go.
No one wants to say anything about that?
What does it say? Lying is forbidden, so drink a full beer and... I'm not reading that. Nope.
Okay, there's a warning. One of the players must win before sunrise, or all will be forced to play for eternity.
That's what it literally says on the box.
I audition for these elaborate prank TV shows.
How can a show explain that?
Holograms.
Holograms. Holograms?
Sorry, you were right. This is a game. I'm sorry.
This doesn't happen. Maybe it's the pizza.
No, it's definitely not the pizza.
Lady, help us! Lady! No! Ow!
Go to hell, Paul! Do me a favor. Roll a 6.
thank you for correcting me. That is correct.
I'd love to insert colons into things. And I think they went through all the trouble. If they paid that extra money to put that up in their titles, to get those graphics made up, then we deserve to say the whole thing. It's also fun to just say colon.
I mean, who doesn't like saying colon a lot?
Now you made it weird. No, I don't like it.
So before we get rolling on this, because it's one that we just have to talk about in a manner of just talking about it openly. This isn't going to be beat by beat. But before that, I want to know, what was it that made you think of this movie? How did you find this? Was it just a Tubi excursion one day, or?
It was recommended possibly by Tubi. I don't remember. It was a few years ago. And I'm a sucker for game-based horror. Now, first of all, everybody out there, this movie, it's not a horror movie. It's horror adjacent, but not quite. It's its own thing. But anything that involves like some kind of cursed game or some sort of evil game or a game you shouldn't be playing. Jumanji is one of my favorite movies. So anything that's going to channel that and mix it with a little bit of Dave Made a Maze, I'm happy. So the description sounded cool. I said, "This is probably gonna suck," and then to my surprise, it did not suck, and nobody knows this movie, and it needs to be talked about. And here's the thing, I was just telling Jeff before we started. I tried covering this twice on ScreamQueenz. It was gonna be a hard sell because it doesn't really fit the format of the show. It's not a queer movie, and it's not a horror movie, so it was gonna be a hard sell anyway. But both times we crashed and burned because it's it's a movie that's very simple, yet very complicated at the same time, so we just got lost trying to get into the minutia of the plot, and we just got lost. So I told Jeff we're not doing that. We're gonna do generalities. Both.
Both, yeah. I mean, why not?
Because it's a delightful little movie.
I mean, spoiler, I had a lot of fun watching this.
Yeah.
And it's not often that Tubi will recommend something where you're like, you walk away from it going, "Oh, wow, I'm really glad I spent that time."
That was time. I'm a better person coming out the other side than I was going in. You're right, that does not happen on Tubi very often. It's very, very rare.
'Cause I have doom scrolled Tubi for a long time, and I'm like, "What the hell is half of this stuff on here?" Glad people are getting their stuff out there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
for somebody, but I've watched a few trailers, I'm just like, I don't know what why?
It was somebody's dream, Jeff. Somebody's dream came true, and it's right there on Tubi. They made their dream happen, and I salute that. I support that. I don't wanna
Mhm.
watch it because it looks like garbage, but you did it. Which is more than I did.
And that's the way I look at it. It's more than I did. I'm not out there making a movie. You did, so congrats.
Yeah,
Not my
so
cup of tea, but
yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I remember it was late, and I think I was trying to find something to go to sleep to. Something dumb that will get me tired enough to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden, the movie was over. Oh, and I'm wide awake. I got sucked in immediately. It's a fun little flick with an awful title.
yeah, I kept wondering because I went into this blind. I didn't watch a trailer. Even when I pulled down the trailer so I can include it in this episode, I did not watch it.
Mm.
I paused it immediately, saved it, and was like, I'm not reading the description. I'm not watching a trailer. I want to go in as blind as possible. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, this is a well done trailer. The trailer doesn't give much away.
Okay.
It definitely whets the whistle without ruining the experience, which is important for this because what not knowing where this is going is half the fun
Hmm.
in this one, or a lot of the fun. I guess.
Yeah, because I had no idea where this was going to go. And I want to say first, before we get into, favorite scenes, points, and kind of give a brief, I guess, somewhat of a description of what this movie is. There are transitions and shots in this film that I was blown away by for this being an indie film, because normally you don't get this. There were transitions with cars driving by and going into a next scene. I'm like, that's seamless. Okay.
Animated opening credits that look great.
Beautiful. Kind of reminded me of, I don't know if you've seen the movie Game Night.
Yes, I did see Game Night.
It
I don't remember the title.
kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Yeah, but
But
that's exactly a movie that would attract my attention is Game Night. And I don't
Mhm.
think I made it through Game Night. I didn't like it, but this one did. Should we tell them what the movie's about, Jeff? Because we haven't really talked about that at all.
Sure. So this is a group of friends reunite for a nostalgic evening of fun and games after a decade apart. After one too many drinks, they decide to play a drinking game, but it's quickly revealed that the game comes with supernatural stakes. That's that's kind of a basic. I'm just reading off IMDb
I know
because
you did. That was really basic. It really doesn't really
yeah,
capture anything that's happening at all. But
it's there's so much more. As you have Paul who's going through a divorce, his life is in shambles. You have Cliff who is not grown up since the last time they were together.
yeah.
Troy who is struggling to make it as an actor, really.
Well, his whole what I found unique about him is that he did hit it. He hit it big with something, and now he can't get anything else. He was
Yeah,
famous for one
it's
thing a
like
long time ago, and now there's nothing. And then the Sam, who is successful at everything that she does,
mhm, to the
and is a
detriment
shark.
of her own of her
Yeah, she's a
own life, basically.
she's a shark. She's an absolute
Mhm,
shark. Yeah. What I thought was circling back to something you started to say. This is clearly a low budget movie.
mhm.
They don't have a lot of money. When they spent it in the right places because it looks great. But what sells it is this cast. This cast is phenomenal.
It is one of the most well-balanced casts I've seen in any indie film. They hit the performances out of the park.
Yeah, and one of the things I say all the time, particularly with horror movies, if I don't buy your group of friends as actual friends in the movie, if you feel like you just met a half an hour ago before we started shooting, I'm not I'm already going to have trouble buying your movie. These people feel like they've been together forever. They do feel like they've known each other since high school.
And that
And
was one thing that stuck out. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, just and that really just helped glue things together, that I bought the chemistry that's crackling between everybody constantly throughout the movie and the way it morphs. When I was screening it for my movie group the other night, TJ, hi TJ, she goes, "You know what? I'm really looking forward to see these people put themselves in an incredibly dangerous situation of their own making because I find everybody incredibly unlikable," which they are when we start.
Oh, yeah.
Very much unlikable when they start. So the fact that you happen to have this transition is not the right word, this growth throughout the movie, that these people that I hated in the first half hour, I am now 100% on board with by the end.
Yeah, because they immediately tell you, like, hey, none of these people are good people. They're flawed. Seriously. They have issues. You're not supposed to like them right now.
Yeah.
And that was so fun because you get invested in that journey. You're like, okay, these friends are obviously tight. They're not good people, but they're tight and it's believable. And then as things progress, you find yourself like, okay, well, I'm going to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I want to see who's going to come out on top of this. Are they going to grow or are they going to just ship?
Are they going to go to hell forever and start playing this game forever? Because that's the whole stakes. Anyway, let's circle back to that. What I want to say, I thought they really nailed was it feels very much like now that I'm old, when I get together with college friends that I haven't seen in 25 years, they nailed that feeling. Like, yeah, we're still friends. We know each other really well, but there's been a lot of distance between us that we're pretending isn't there. There's a lot of stuff that we forgot that we did to each other that that's got to come creeping back to the surface in the next hour or so. Oh yeah, I remember why I stopped talking to you. All that shit. They nailed that feeling really well, which grounded things into reality, for which a fantasy movie like this very much needed.
Yeah. I mean, the whole wall of mistakes.
Yeah.
So I was like, they're all like, you still have this up? He's like, oh yeah. Cliff's like, for sure I have it up. I'm like, oh, you have not grown up.
But that's all good to have. Wall of mistakes is where anyway, we're ahead of ourselves, I think. Why is this movie called Gatlopp, Jeff?
Well, Gatlopp, as it turns out, is a board game, drinking game. Apparently, Gatlopp translates to gauntlet. So essentially, these people are going to run a type of gauntlet to come out the other side and hope they don't end up playing this game for an eternity in hell.
Yeah. Well, because it's just a simple board game, and the rules are simple. Don't lie. That's it. Don't lie, and you have to finish playing before dawn, or else you're going to play the game forever in hell.
Yeah, which was like, okay, there are real stakes here.
Yeah.
And I love that at first, Cliff. Okay, because we open with Cliff getting this credenza from his stoner friend and a futon, which I love that this happens, and it just sets up him getting the credenza, and that's it. There's no, like, this guy coming back.
No.
It's just like, here's where he gets this thing.
Yeah, the game was in the credenza. And could we say credenza more? Like, if they made credenza a magic word in the film, and you don't understand if you haven't seen it. But ooh, credenza. It's very fancy. It's a fancy piece of furniture.
So this game is in there. And when they're all there, they're, the friends are like, okay, you know what? They're thinking about going. Paul's not feeling up to having people around because he's going through a divorce. He just wants to, like, go sleep.
Yeah.
This is after he gave a couple who were going to buy his home this whole monologue.
That monologue is perfection.
I was glued to my screen just listening to every word. It was wow.
And I don't know if you're going to pull a soundbite of that because it's long, but...
Excuse me, Paul. Paul, if there's something we should be concerned about, I would like to know.
I'm sorry. You just moved here. You're asking for advice. I get it. Did I hear you guys say you're planners?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. This will be easy. The second you sit down and really think about it, it'll be painfully clear just how expensive it is to raise kids in LA. And you'll want to wait a few years, save that money. But it's a good thing, because during that time, the two of you as a couple will get to really enjoy the LA lifestyle, Go buck wild, right? Yeah. Hang out with some interesting people, the wealthy, the eccentric, the famous. I see that. I saw that. No. Don't be embarrassed. Come on, we all move here to LA in the hopes of meeting a celebrity, And they're out there. Chris Pine. Chris Pine, by the way, he gets coffee right down the street. Yeah, you know him, no? Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Also, during this time, you will have fantasies for other people. It's human nature. There's really no avoiding it. But you'll fight it. You know, you'll do everything you should to fight it. Taking CrossFit classes together, sound baths are helpful. Sex videos, those work wonders. I highly recommend that. Kind of anything to drown out these terrible ideas of infidelity that are clearly already brewing in the back of your minds. Because this will work for a time, because you will still be in LA, surrounded by all these beautiful people living way better lives than you, until one day the inevitable will barrel into you, driving an AMG from his house in the hills to drill your wife with his 9-inch cock under your seriously impressive succulent wall, bro. So yeah, I highly doubt you will start a fucking family here. Or maybe you will. I don't know. Thanks for buying my house.
He's trying to sell his house as a result of the divorce, and they have buyers, and the buyers are there. And the buyers ask him, how are the schools around here? And can you hear that?
No.
Okay. My Nazi neighbor has a truck with the loudest exhaust system ever, so everybody knows that it's running. And he'll just sit and run it for 90 minutes for no reason.
What a piece of shit.
He's awful. Anyway, we're talking about her. Where was I? Oh,
The Paul monologue, where they asked about the schools and
he said, oh, you're planning on having kids. That's cute. Not going to happen. Trust me, because this is what's going to happen. This neighborhood's great. You're moving to LA. It's your first time in California. You're right. You're really excited about moving to LA. Hey, you know there's a whole bunch of celebrities in the area. Did you know that Chris Pine, he gets coffee right around the corner? Oh, it's great. So great. You're going to meet so many interesting people. They're going to be so interesting. It costs a lot of money to raise kids here. And it's going to take a long time to raise that money. And during that time, you're just going to be trying to fit in and mixing and mingling with all these people that are better looking than you are, richer than you are, more successful than you are. And the longer this goes on, the further you'll get away from having kids, and the more you start to resent each other because neither one of you is attractive as the person down the block that you're having fantasies about. They're not talking about. It's insane. It's an insane monologue. But it also felt like this happened to him. Whoever wrote this, this is coming from somewhere.
And if I am correct, Paul, played by Jim Mahoney, is the writer of the film.
Is the writer.
So
next thing you know, your wife was getting railed by someone with a 9-inch cock by your succulent wall that you built.
It felt so real the way he delivered that. So I don't know if he if this really happened or if it's an exaggeration of something, but
that observation is accurate. It's an accurate observation.
Oh yeah, everything he was hitting, I was like, yeah, I live in California. I've seen these people in LA. I've seen That's why I don't live in LA. I don't want to be around that. But it still trickles over anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, that what sells it too is there's a look in his eyes of pain as he's saying it.
He's not delivering comedy. He's delivering tragic truth, but it's funny. It's very funny, inappropriate monologue. Wonderful stuff.
Because all these people were wondering is like, how's the neighborhood? How are the schools? And he's like, you know what?
You really want to know? You really want? Yeah.
All because he wanted to go get his shower head, which was expensive, out of a house they were selling.
Yeah.
Which that was a startling moment when they opened the door and he's just standing there. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So I feel like we're not really talking about the game. How does the game work? What goes on in this game? What's so magical about the game?
Well, this game, it's how do you really describe it? Because it's a supernatural game.
Which doesn't make it which doesn't make itself obvious.
No.
For a while. You have to be knee deep in it before.
Like most things that would have this, like right away, as soon as they bring the box out, something's gonna happen. Like the lights might flicker or something. Nothing happens. This game gets brought out and they're all like, we don't want to play a fucking game, Cliff. Put it away, whatever.
Oh, it comes with its own shot glasses? Let's go. No, it's a drinking game. Okay, let's go.
It's a drinking game. The pieces are shaped like different bottles of alcohol. But when they finally set this up, all the pieces by themselves get set up in the starting position. And they're just like, okay.
Yeah.
They're not really wanting to play, but then they're like, I guess we should. It's just me personally, the second game pieces are moving by themselves, I'm out. Bye. Gone.
Yeah. But Um, see, I'm already having. There was already a resistance to the four of them being there because, like you said, this is supposed to be cheering Paul up after his
Mhm.
divorce, but they're all busy people. I have to get back to my job. I'm feeling awkward being here, and it's just that whole thing. Like we've done our nice thing. I don't want to get sucked into a game that's going to take us 12 hours just for you to explain the fucking rules.
Mhm.
So I get that nobody really wants to play, and so they kind of get guilted into it. Well, whatever. There's drinks and there's booze. But basically, you just got to move your piece, take a card. The card will ask a question or present a task,
Mhm.
and then the next card will determine your punishment or your reward. It's fairly simple. And I am one of those people that I will be like, let's start playing. We'll figure out the rules as we go. So I would have absolutely walked into this booby trap that they walked into as well. They start reading the rules.
Same.
People are like, fuck, yeah, yeah. We get it. How hard could it be?
We got booze and a board game. Let's go.
Boobs in a board game, 2 bits.
There we go.
Oh, booze. I said boo. We have boobs too, but they had boob. We all have anyway. Everyone has. I got nothing. What was saying?
Once this game gets underway, though, it is a lot of fun to see them kind of fall back into their old friendship. Like other things kind of Sam's job kind of goes to the waste. She's not really thinking about it. Troy's stalled acting career, he's not thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's Paul's not thinking about the divorce. They kind of fall into the old thing that they used to do as friends.
Right. They fall into their old tracks.
I appreciate the flashbacks that are in this that kind of give us clues as to things.
Yes, because as the game goes on, like the game starts easy. The questions aren't particularly savage; they're
Mhm.
basic, or they might be setting things up for later that are going to be savage. We're starting to test the
Mhm.
waters a bit. But like for instance, like they asked Trey, "What's your biggest regret?" And they're like, "Wow, that's a," rather than say he gives some answer and that says you lied. But uh,
Mhm.
where's I going with this? Everything keeps circling back to this one particular party. This dumb
Mhm.
party they had 10 years ago. It's where all the pictures are from the mistake. Well, all the embarrassing things that happened at that party. And it turns out the whole movie is about the awful things you do to each other as friends that you might do to little cruelties,
Mhm.
um, kindnesses that come across as cruelties, those double-edged swords and things that you carry around for years and you don't know that you're carrying around. These little horrors, these little awful things that you do to each other, we all do to each other, and it's all
Yeah.
encapsulated in this one particular party that they keep flashing back to, and it's cute and adorable at first, but as it's going on, you're like, oh god, is that oh god, oh no."
Mhm.
Awful things that happened at this party that nobody ever talked about, and not talking about it for 10 years made it all much worse.
Yeah. And
I
it's done so well because we'll get one perspective, and then when it's somebody else, we're getting their perspective of what's happening,
mhm,
which I didn't catch right away until because there's a scene with Troy and Paul in the kitchen, and Troy's like, "Oh, I'm really fucked up," and then this guy comes up and is like, "Hey, I saw you on this TV show," to Troy, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, okay." You could tell he's like, "I don't wanna talk about that because 'cause I'm trying to move past that," even 10
yeah,
years
I
ago.
I got a bunch of projects I'm working on. I got a bunch of stuff coming, which means I got nothing. Fairly.
And there's not a whole lot there, but you're like, "Okay, he's wanting to move past this point in his career and get something else going, doesn't wanna talk about it." Walks away from the guy, and the guy's like, "Oh, but oh." You could tell the guy was like, "I was gonna ask for an autograph, maybe a picture or whatever."
Mhm,
But then later we get Cliff's perspective of that whole thing, and
mhm.
we get more information as to what's going on, and it's just the little reveals further along. Like you
Right.
said, you're like, "Oh, yeah, this party, okay, they were together 10 years ago, these 4 friends," and then you start to see exactly how things are unfolding and what went on, and all 4 of them are carrying something from
Yeah,
that time.
yeah,
Whether it's not apologizing to somebody for something or not telling someone that something was happening between
yeah, yeah.
people, it's messy,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
and
messy. Everyday mess. And meanwhile, the game is doing insidious things like this whole biggest regret thing. It was, not giving anything away, but I forget what he says. It was something stupid about his career
wasn't finishing
but
college.
or wasn't finishing
Wasn't finishing
college.
college,
And
yeah.
but the game calls him out on it. It says, "Okay, nope, you lied. And as a result, you 2, you're conjoined with the person to your right until somebody rolls a 6." And him and Sam are just holding hands, and they can't let go, but they both think the other one is joking, like, "Ah, ha, ha,
Mhm.
very funny, let go of my hand. Let go of my hand." So the supernatural things are happening, and they're not aware of it for a while.
not aware of it, and the other two are like, "Oh, they're just fucking with each other. You know how they are."
Mhm.
And it's like, I don't
But
know. I'm like, there's got to be a reason for this, and there is. But
yeah.
right now, you're like, okay, this is odd, but we'll see what happens. And they can't let go unless somebody rolls a
Those are
6.
6. Yeah. And we forget
Which
about that for a long time. We forget about it
for
for a
a
long time. That can
long
join for a
time.
long time that we completely forget about it, but they're stuck together for a very long time. Um, Tell me about the like, just jumping around a bit, like, this is when the intensity ratchets up a bit. Tell me about charades. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, tell me about charades.
Oh, charades. So it's Paul's turn. Pulls a
Mhm.
card, and they're like, okay, it's charades. Act out your favorite movie and see if the others can guess it. And there's a little hourglass timer. Like Pictionary, you got the little timer you flip. They don't have to flip it because it does it on its own. It's like you have a time limit, see if they can guess it. What I love is him freaking out, like in the moment, like, I can't think, what's my favorite film? They're like, just, think of something from your childhood. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's acting out stuff. And they're throwing out guesses that are ridiculous. And then finally they guess, "Oh, Star Wars." He's like, "Yes." And they're like, "Okay, cool, we can move on." Well, as Paul goes back to sit down and moves, Cliff gets an arrow through the leg out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, a crossbow just gets shoot him in the leg.
As they're tending to him, they're like, "Okay, we gotta break it, we gotta patch you up, tie it off so you don't bleed out." They're like, another card comes up, they're like, "You didn't
You
really?
lied.
You
You
lied."
lied.
And he's like, "I didn't lie." And they're like, "What's your favorite movie?" He goes, "Okay, fine. It's Apocalypto. My favorite movie is Apocalypto." And immediately right there, I'm like, nobody's favorite movie is Apocalypto. What is happening?
And again, how do you act out Apocalypto in charades?
Unless you have the Waldo sweater and like try to lay down on something and try to mimic being in a pile of bodies, I don't think you can. Even when they look at him, they're like, they even look at him like, what the fuck why is Apocalypto your favorite movie?
Yeah, but they also all knew him well enough to know that Star Wars was the answer too. They're like, "No, it's not. No, it's not." My personal favorite early scene was when, Cliff I forget what the question was, but he's talking about, "Oh, who would you say who
Oh,
who do you wanna tell who in the whole world do you wanna tell to go fuck themselves?" And he tells a
yeah.
story about hold on, gotta get her name right. Fucking Claire Sullivan. Claire Sullivan, who you're supposed to go to some school dance with in high school, and she called him up and said he was sick. She was sick and canceled, and then he found out like a week later that she went with somebody else. And he carried that
Mhm.
around forever. He's like, "I wanna tell Claire Sullivan to go fuck herself," and all of a sudden, bang! Claire Sullivan in the apartment screaming for her life.
What's so crazy is there's just this blood-curdling scream, and they're all like, "What the fuck is that?" They go check it out, and there's a woman in the bathroom who's Claire. It's like,
And a
"Why am I"
baby with
and a baby.
her newborn baby, completely horrified.
Rightfully so,
Yeah.
because she just got blipped into this bathroom randomly, not knowing where she's at. But I love how quickly they're like he's like, "Claire?"
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the three I like to put the parents were sandwiches like, it's okay, don't be scared, we're just playing a game." And it goes like, "Ah, I'm sorry, that was the wrong thing to say. That was the wrong thing to say. I'm sorry, I'm making it worse. I'm making it worse."
But I love the moment Cliff recognizes, she recognizes him, goes, "Cliff?"
Cliff?
And then the others are like, you gotta tell her now." And he takes a little bit of joy in telling her.
Yeah.
Yes, "You go fuck yourself." And,
She
that's
evaporates
no,
right in
she's
front of
just
Come on.
I love that one. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't know what was happening. I just heard the scream and I'm like, "What the hell?" For a moment, I thought, "Are they gonna walk in on this Claire actually effing
Yeah.
herself?" I was like, "What is happening?"
Right, you also don't know what kind of a movie is it gonna be torture porn? Are we gonna
Ooh.
is Claire gonna suffer in some horrible way? No, she just has to be told to go fuck herself. That's all that needed to happen.
Yeah. This
And it
isn't
happened.
Eli Roth's Gatlopp.
No, 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 no.
I The intensity and the tension that this game builds as they
Yeah.
move on.
And it gets more and more personal, and it starts cutting deeper,
Like,
exposing a
as
lot of these
uh,
lies.
they ask Sam, and I can't remember the exact wording, but it was, "What are you so afraid of that you hide in your work?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I'm not afraid of anything."
Mm.
And immediately, that's what someone who has a deep-seated fear is gonna say, who
Mhm.
doesn't want to admit they're afraid of something.
Finish this sentence was rough.
Ooh,
Rough.
that As soon as I saw it starting to play, I was like, "Oh, this is It playing back the last moment where the last conversation she had with her mom, where her mom was just calling like, "Hey, I'm just see how you're doing. I haven't talked to you in a while." She's like, "I'm busy.
Mhm.
I can't talk. I've really got to go." And her mom's like, "Oh, well, you're just so." She's like, "I have to fucking go, mom," and tells her off. And that's the last thing she ever told her before she had a stroke and died. And it's like, oh,
Yeah, but the tape all of a sudden the VCR starts playing, like a video starts playing on the TV. So it's this moment being played in front of them, and then it cuts off. Finish the sentence. What were you going to say, Sam? What was that? Do you remember what you said to your mom, Sam? What's the next sentence to come out of your mouth? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It hurts.
it's it's so messed up because it pauses and it's like, okay, you gonna tell everybody?
Here's the timer.
Mhm.
The timer flips over. You got 10 seconds. Let's go. You know
And
what you said. It plays in your head all the time. You know what you said to her.
it's
Tell
like, remember when
everybody
you
what you
said you
said.
weren't afraid, that you didn't have a fear or something? Here it is, and everyone's gonna see it.
Yeah, and then when it finally comes out, she's like, and that's why I pulled away from everybody. I'm just so ashamed of this. This is why I bury myself in my work because of the shame of this, what I did to her.
And there's a lot of moments in film that something like this could happen and it doesn't feel earned. This
Mm,
emotional beat doesn't feel earned. This earned it.
mm.
Everything that led to this, because you're like, okay, there's something deep within her we're gonna see. And when it goes, hey, here it is. And it's such a mean way to do it. This game is mean.
But it's honest. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's not. I'm just reflecting how mean you were.
Yeah. It's
I'm just
holding
holding
up a
up a
mirror
mirror to
to each of
you.
them. Mhm.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I liked about this is that it came out of left field because we've been the game has been pushing us to believe that the big reveal that's gonna save these 2 characters is that, um, Troy and Sam should be in a relationship. They
Mhm.
should be dating, that they were in a relationship, that they still love each other, but they can't admit it anymore. That's what they need to they've been pushing each other away when really they should have been pulling each other together. That's what they both wanted, but they both think the other one doesn't want it.
Mhm.
So we think it's gonna be about that, and then to have this thing come in at the last minute, "Oh, by the way, there's more people you hurt." I love one of my favorite things in any movie, especially a horror movie, is a completely unnecessary, superfluous, highly choreographed dance routine.
That took me so much by surprise, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, Sam is forced to choreograph a jazzercise routine for the group.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's still stuck holding hands with Troy. They cannot let go.
Right, and they're teleported to a TV studio, some mystical TV studio somewhere.
Just, and it's so good because she's trying to do it. And all of them were in these like 80s
She got
jazzercise leotards. She's got the longer,
bad
like,
hair, everyone's
the
in
bad
wigs.
hair. It's awful. This game is like, hey, you got to do this, but you know what? We're going to put you in the most ridiculous outfits and make you look so bad.
Right, right. Well, the lesson here is that you're gonna have to learn to work together if you're gonna win this.
And ultimately they did, but
Yeah,
it was hilarious seeing them fail the first few
yeah,
times.
yeah. But just overall, like if you're gonna win this game, you're not gonna win it
Mhm.
as a singular unit. You're gonna have to play together. You keep fighting it. It was the underlying message. But yeah, this routine is ridiculous. And the thing is, this is me. This is me. Her routine that she was coming up with was so unnecessarily complicated. I'm like, honey, you fucking millennials. You didn't live through the 70s. You didn't live through the fucking all the variety shows that were on constantly. You don't know the
Mhm.
miracle of a step touch, step touch, step touch, step touch, kickball change, kickball change. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple. None of those people could dance on those shows. They did the most basic steps over and over. That's the
Ex
jazzercise routine. Add some arms. It's great. Oh, but your arms are together. It's funny. It's just funny watching them fall over each other. Oh, and also, oh yeah, they're too. Okay, they're trying to do a jazzercise routine. 2 of them are stuck together by the hand. One of them is shot in the leg with a crossbow arrow.
See, you have 2 handicaps working against you.
Mm,
But I will say when you said she has the most overly complicated routine, it speaks to her character.
yes.
She has to have everything a certain way, and she's a perfectionist at the same time.
I can't do a basic thing. I have to excel. Because
Mhm.
if this show's gonna get picked up by the network, you gotta do the best choreographed routine ever. You're right.
And
You wanna just
and
put
I was
right.
even sitting there going, "Why is this so?" I was like, "There's a simple routine you can do and get this done. You'd have been done by now." It's like, "Okay, go behind and do this." Like,
Circles,
ugh.
circles, more circles, no less circles, Jesus. But she took the leadership position, and she brought the group to victory, and that was the important thing. which almost makes up for the fact that she sent her friend to hell for 30 seconds.
That I think that was when Cliff was on the table when they were addressing his leg wound from the arrow,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
They're getting in an argument over everything. Like, why would you say what your favorite movie was, going back and forth, taking pointed jabs at each other. She goes, "Well, Paul, why don't you just go to hell?" And he evaporates.
Yes.
It's like, and immediately like, what? And she immediately goes, "Paul, please come back from hell." And he does. But you can see he's covered in soot and his face is red.
He's sunburnt for the rest of the movie, which is so good.
And the look on his face when he comes back is like, "He really
Yeah.
sent me to hell." It's like, I've seen things.
I saw things. We didn't talk about Paul's bitch wife, Alice.
Oh,
When I signed on today, I was gonna say, "Don't kiss me, Jeff. I don't wanna mess up my lip gloss." Fuck off! I really wanna kiss you, but I don't wanna mess up my lip gloss. Oh, eat a pile of wet dicks, Alice.
When I saw it, I was like, "You self-centered, manipulative fucking bitch."
She's the one who was taking the 9-inch cock by the succulent wall that he built.
Mhm. Yeah. Every time we see Alice and Paul together, we see just how bad she is. At this party, she's like, I'm leaving. I don't wanna be here. I've called a taxi. I'm outta here." He's like, "Well,
Oh,
wait a
but
minute. What happened?"
I have a headache. I don't feel well. Oh, but my friend's having a party in the valley. Why don't we go to that? Yes, she's manipulative bitch.
If it's not her way, she doesn't want it.
Right.
Like, she'll pretend she was pretending at the party to have fun and whatnot, but ultimately, she's like, "We need to go. I need to leave." And Paul's like, "Okay, well, I'll go with you." She's like, Whatever."
Even in the present day where she's calling him to try to get him to finally sign the divorce papers. She drops a couple of bombs in him. "I'm trying to sell the house." She's like, "Oh, you mean the house that my dad gave you the deposit money for?" Fuck off, rich bitch. Well, I need you to sign the papers, but I'm not gonna come to you. You're gonna have to drive all the way up to wherever fucking canyon I'm in and come sign it in front of me and my 9-inch cock boyfriend. Awful. She's awful.
Yeah, she's like, "But you're gonna have to come at 10 AM because we're going to Napa that evening." It's like, "I hope the grapevines strangle you, bitch." I hope they come alive like an Evil Dead.
Yeah, and crawl up your pussy and clog it up.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but, you know.
They crawl up your pussy, come out your mouth and strangle you. 'Cause that's all connected, right? That's how that works? It's all like one big tunnel? Yeah, okay, sure. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know anatomy. I'm no doctor. Yeah, she is insufferable.
Yeah.
But she's kind of a typical person in LA that is very much about themselves and everything has to center around themselves.
I know her. I know several hers. She as a stereotypical character, it is, she plays it very real, which is nice.
Yeah.
I see how you could fall for her.
Mhm.
And you can see that was another thing that drove these friends apart, even if what happened at the party didn't happen, which maybe we'll get into, maybe we won't, but that just her, adding her to this foursome is going to drive the foursome apart. She's the Yoko.
Yeah. And they saw it for what it was, but Paul didn't see it. He was
Right.
blinded by his love for her, and they're all like,
Well, blinded
like
by his
this
love for
one.
well, and then blinded by his love for her, also, guilty about their involvement, like, "Oops, I made out with your wife for 5 seconds at a party once, and oops, I saw you this other guy making out with, and I didn't tell you for 10 years because I thought you would hate me. You'd blame me." That's all very real stuff.
Yeah.
And it's little stuff. It's not it's inconsequential things. It doesn't mean anything in the white space of the universe, but for this microverse, nice
Yeah.
stuff. Just how the minutia of life just tears people apart. Until you get a game like Gatlopp, which is gonna bring it out all in the open. And maybe you'll save yourself, maybe you won't.
Which is it's such a fun way to have these 4 friends address these issues through this game that is, like you said, holding up a mirror to each of them, like, take a look at yourself, really.
Mhm. Mhm.
And be like, you're supposed to be these 4 close friends, but you did this and this one did that, and you didn't tell each other. So are you really as close as you say, or is this game gonna force you to spend an eternity in hell playing?
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's just a fun way to go through that.
Yeah.
Because we've seen dramas where the friends have something and they're trying to come to terms with things, and I like this version.
Yes. Yes.
It's
It was an
even
interesting way to get life's poison out.
Mhm.
And one of the things that that really sold me on it. Recent trend that I've been finding in horror that I find really interesting is when things are morally ambiguous. I'm thinking of there's an Australian movie that's on Shudder right now called Sissy, which is fantastic.
I've been meaning to
But
see that.
what I love about Sissy is that everybody deserved exactly what they got, but nobody deserved what they got. They painted characters that were very, very real, that were very you love them, but you also like, "Oh, I love you so much," but also, "That was a really shitty thing you just did." But does that mean you get to die for that? Or you
Mhm.
feel bad when every time somebody left the film, you missed them, even though they did a shitty thing. Like, nobody was painted there was no heroes, there was no villains, there were just people.
Mhm.
And that's what we get in this too, and when the game is said and done and we're taken to this playground in the sky to meet the force behind Gatlopp, and Paul says, "Why did you do this to us? We're good people." And the force says, "No, you're not. You're just people."
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the moral of the story is you're just people. It's okay. You're not good, you're not bad, you're just this.
That line really stuck with me when she said that. I was like, "Oh." It's just like, "You're not good, you're not bad, you're just people."
Mhm.
It's basically like, "I'm just showing you human nature.
Yeah.
You have to determine if you're going to be that way or if you're gonna, talk about
Yeah.
stuff, you know?"
Right. This is random. We kept talking about I think it's Cliff's mother's crack cookies. Do you remember J. Emmett's pastry crack?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This movie made me miss J. Emmett from obscure '80s. J. Emmett's wife made this I don't know what it was some type of pastry that you couldn't stop eating. Like, it would be a whole tray of it, and you just couldn't stop eating, so they called it pastry crack. Nobody knew what was in it. It probably was crack. It was probably crack cocaine in there, but it was delicious.
Nobody could describe what was in it.
Mm-mm.
I don't think he ever told anyone what was in it, and I remember hearing accounts of this showing up at Horror Hound and
Yeah.
places, and
Yeah.
people just going, "Yeah, we were drunk and ate pastry crack all night," and
Yeah.
I'm going, "Man, living on the West Coast sucks."
No, he sent me the recipe for it once, and I tried to make it. It didn't come out right, so I'm thinking you can either make the pastry crack or you can't. Like, I do not have the magic of the pastry crack. My crack ain't magic. My crack is whack. My pastry crack is whack. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, yeah. Anyone listening to this, if you don't understand, you've missed out on a lot over the years.
Yeah. Mm.
This is what happens when you start listening to podcasts, and then you become friends with podcasters, and
Yeah.
then
You
we
get
can
hooked on
talk about
pastry crack.
Oh, I mean, probably better than actual crack, but like you said, that could have been in there, we don't know.
We don't there's no way we'll ever know. Although crack famously kills the appetite, so that didn't happen.
Yeah, hmm,
We've been talking about this for a very long time.
a very long time. I I wanna talk about one thing that I really liked, and it was a visual effect that was done.
Mhm.
Towards the beginning when they realized, "Okay, we need to get out of here." I think it was right after Claire evaporated. Go
The
to the
windows are broke. The windows don't work. You guys, the windows don't work.
Paul goes to the window, he sees a woman throwing out her trash, and he's banging on the window, "Hey, lady, hey, lady." And he opens it, and it's just this void.
Yeah. And closes it, there's a lady again.
Closes it, and then you see it directly outside. And he goes, "The windows don't work." They're like, "What?" He goes, "The windows don't work."
Windows don't work.
That I love the bit, and it's such a kind of a cliche thing, but when they run out the front door,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
they
when
come running back
Scooby-Doo in another yeah.
Scooby-Doo, and then they're all like, "What the hell just happened?" It's like, "You can't leave.
Yeah.
You have to finish the game."
Yeah. They were doing low budget effect. I mean, they're doing everything in the most low budget way possible, but it works. They're
Mhm.
selling it really well, which is impressive.
Yeah, there wasn't one effect in this where I was like,
Mm.
that kinda
Well, they
doesn't hit the mark." It
didn't rely on it. I mean, they were used like I said, they were used sparingly, and
Mhm.
when they had to use them, they had the money for it, so things looked great. When people evaporated, it would re-evaporate, it looked great. It looked fun.
Yeah,
It didn't take you out of the movie.
yeah. Oh, it's
Also, one of my favorite things is when actors get to play each other.
Oh, I I I can't believe I forgot about the switch between Sam and
Body
Troy.
swap. There's a body swap.
And what I love is there's no indicator that it happens, it just happens. There's like a subtle pan across, and then as they're talking, you hear the voice, and then you see Troy's voice coming out of Sam, and you're like, wait, what?
And they're like, wait, what?
And I love how this kind of gets them to start revealing more and more.
Yeah.
But I also love the moment when they switch back, and Troy's like, oh, my dick.
Well, Sam also checked her lack of dick. She didn't say anything out loud, but she did grab.
She grabbed it, then she also was like, oh.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, thank God, my dick. I was like, what the?
This body swap led to a lot of these big reveals about what happened at the party, and that we learned that Troy, I should say Alice, made out with Troy at this party 8 years ago, and Cliff saw it, never told anybody, and of course Troy never told anybody, and Paul's just finding out about it now, and he's rightly furious, and they're getting to a fight over it, and he goes to punch Troy, and Troy says, "I'm Sam."
It was such a good moment because he's ready to unload. He's got the fist cocked back at everything.
Yeah, not me. Wrong body. Hit her. Hit her.
And I love the moment because he takes the moment to realize and then just lowers his fist and walks out of the room. And as they're sitting there trying to figure out who should go talk to him, Cliff's like, "Oh, I'll go handle this. You guys, no, I'll go talk to him. I don't think he wants to see either of you right now." Because he goes, "You look like him. You sound like him. Neither of you should go."
Yeah, wise from the drug-addled one. Drug-addled Cliff.
But that's another moment when Cliff is telling him, like, I saw it. I just couldn't tell you because I wasn't sure how you were going to take it. I thought you were going to blame me.
I was afraid you were going to hate me.
And it's another real moment.
Yeah.
It's like not a lot of people would be able to pull that off in such a small. You and I, we're horror nerds. We've seen so many independent films, low budget films, where they try this and it doesn't work. This worked. They had people who knew how to pull it off.
Yeah. I don't know if these people worked together before or not. They felt like they worked. I mean, this feels like such a passion project that it wouldn't surprise me if they all work at a collective together because that's what it feels like. But I don't think it does because I know the woman who plays Sam, very, 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 very prolific actor. She's very successful. She was on Umbrella Academy and she was in Hamilton on Broadway. And she's in a great little horror movie called Untitled Horror Project. I want to say it's one of those movies like that, those desktop horror movies that everybody made during COVID.
Okay.
That's where I first saw it. I said, she's interesting. The camera loves her.
She has a presence.
Yeah.
And the whole time, anytime she was on screen by herself doing anything, I was captivated.
She's magnetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they all matched that, which is extraordinary. Like she brought that, but she didn't. She's clearly the star of the group based on her resume, but she felt like part of the group.
Yeah.
It wasn't everybody and her. It was very much, yes, she was in the trenches with everybody else, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is probably why she works a lot.
I thought she looked familiar. So I haven't seen Umbrella Academy, but I've seen bits and pieces of it. So I may have seen her in passing, and that's probably why I was like, she looks so familiar. I was trying to see if there was anything showing if they've worked together, but I don't see anything.
Yeah,
anywhere. But that kind of dynamic is not something that just can happen.
No. So either had a lot of rehearsal process, or they already knew each other, or they're all in class together somewhere.
I mean, and even if it did just happen, then lightning in a bottle.
Lightning in a bottle.
Because the friendship feels real, the tension feels real,
the stakes feel real, even though they're not life and. I mean, they are, but they're not. They're not life and death, but they are.
Yeah,
they managed to make these molehills feel like mountains, and not in a bad way, very honest way.
Yeah,
I don't know if that made any sense.
It made sense. I get it.
As you could see, talking about this movie is complicated.
Yeah,
I don't know if we've sold it at all, but it's a fun little romp.
It's definitely what I say people need to see.
Yeah,
sit down, watch it a few times. I'm actually going to watch it again today. I meant to watch it this morning, but
yeah, you catch a lot more on your second time through because it's so layered, particularly with the flashback stuff and seeing how the pieces of the flashback line up time-wise, chronologically. Oh, that's why he's that drunk. Oh, that's why he passed out. That's why he got so drunk that he passed out, so they drew the Braveheart shit on his face. That's a funny thing, but it wasn't a funny thing. It turns out that funny thing wasn't funny at all.
And the shocked look on his face, you're thinking in the beginning, like, oh, it's because they finally caught him.
Yeah.
sleeping, when he's drawn dicks on everybody else's face when they pass out.
Yeah.
No,
No.
he drank himself into a stupor because of what he saw.
Yeah.
And realizing, like, I can't tell, how am I supposed to tell somebody that this is happening?
Yeah.
And when that's revealed later, you're like, oh yeah, this is dark.
Yeah, and that's why clearly everybody gets out okay, but I feel like we should not tell how the ending goes because the ending has some nice surprises and nice moral lessons.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the ending really needs to be left a mystery. Although I will say I appreciated the effect of when sunrise was happening and you're seeing the light move through the house and
That was cool.
they're all running like, okay, no, okay, it's coming from this side, it's coming from that side. I think it
Yeah.
was Cliff got 2 of his fingers evaporated.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, this is real stakes. So
Time is up. Time is up. That's my one beef with the movie. Well, I don't even know if it's worth saying. My one beef with the movie is that the game gets you drunk first, which is insidious.
Mhm.
And so they don't even know there's a problem until 3 AM. So you've got 2.5 hours to play before you die, and they spent a lot of time fucking around with 3 hours. Get
Yeah.
it together, people! This is the longest 2.5 hours, but yet the time is going so fast. The movie moves like a comet too, which is great. It's over before you know it, so
Yeah, I was when it was at the end, I was like, "Wait, it's over already?"
Mm.
And it wasn't like, "Oh, there's still more." I was just like, "That moved quick."
Mhm. No,
And
everything's tied up nicely at the end, and it's a nice little bow.
and I will say by the end, you're on everyone's side. You've gone on this journey because, like we said, they're not likable in the beginning.
No.
And by the end, you're like, "Okay, I do like these 4."
I understand you now.
Mhm.
I see myself in all of you, so, "Hey, you want to come in and party? There's tons of pussy inside." Ugh, 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 ugh. No, no, thank you, Mr. 9 Inch. No thanks.
We could be real Eskimo guys. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
It's like
It's Hollywood Bacchanalia, Jeff. That's what he's talking about. It's just that Hollywood Bacchanalia stuff. That was one of my favorite phrases. I thought you'd be over this Hollywood Bacchanalia shit by now.
it's just there's I don't know, I just love this movie.
Mhm.
I came away really loving this. I did not expect what I got.
Yeah, it has, like I said before, it so captured so much of what I loved about Dave Made a Maze without being Dave Made a Maze. It's its own
Mhm.
thing. It's not copying anything that Dave Made a Maze does. It doesn't even have the same vibe, but yet it has the same heart,
Yeah,
which is interesting.
I would say you could watch Dave Made a Maze in this in a back-to-back double feature.
Perfect double feature. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause they're not remotely similar, but like you said, the heart is there.
Yeah.
And that's immediately what I thought of after I watched this. I was like, this gives me a feeling like Dave Made a Maze.
Mhm.
And I've been meaning to go back and watch that one again because I really enjoyed that one too.
Where's that beard at? Where's that beard at?
Yeah, beard
It's
on
on
my
my face. Beard on my face. That's what this movie needed. This movie needed some Flemish tourists thrown in for no reason. You know what we're talking about? You have to go see Dave Made a Maze,
Yeah.
which you should. You should have by now.
You should have
Because that really is horror adjacent. There are 100% horror moments in that.
yeah. The puppet massacre.
The cardboard lady. Horrifying. Horrifying monster.
Absolutely. The thing of nightmares.
No. High five. High five, guys. Give me a high five. Come on, guys. High five. No, don't. Do worry. Do not give that bitch a high five. I don't know what's going to happen, but just don't. It's bad.
Yeah. Ugh. Mm. If you deal with sleep paralysis, maybe watch it during the day so she's not your sleep paralysis demon that night.
I'm still really sad that when somebody's head falls off in real life, that streamers and yarn don't shoot out the confetti instead of blood. It'd be so much easier to clean up.
And that'd be a lot more fun to see.
Yay! Yeah, right. It's like a
My God, your
piñata.
hair fell off, but it's a celebration.
Yay! There's a little fortune inside. Yay! Crack the head off, get the fortune. Don't do that. I don't recommend that. No, I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that at all. I think we might have done this movie. I don't know what else to say about it without ruining it or just going in circles, but it's
Yeah, I like I said, I don't want to give away the ending. I mean, we've talked freely about basically the entire film, but the ending we need to leave
well,
for people to
this one's
see.
not. Yeah, well, this one it's not even just like the how to phrase this. It's The magic is in the minutia in this
Mhm.
movie, and we've talked about big events, but it's how these characters are handling these events that makes it fun, and the lines themselves, if we were to repeat them, they're not funny, but everything's very funny in the situation. Just there's a joy to
Mhm.
everything that's happening and a thrill that wouldn't come across just by repeating it, which makes it so difficult to talk about. Pulling things out of context, they don't work.
Mm-mm.
But when you see it all together and see how all the pieces, the puzzle pieces fit together, you go, "This is really smart and really fun, and somebody who's really thinking, and what a joy it is to watch."
Yeah. This was just so much fun. Every emotional beat that hit was earned.
Mhm.
Every joke landed.
Mhm.
Even the joke where there was a moment where Cliff got sidestepped and kinda tossed into his credenza, and they were all arguing during the body swap, and they call back to it later, they're like, "Hey, remember when I was her and I threw you into the credenza?" And they just all laugh about it.
Isn't
Like
that funny? That's funny. That credenza was magic. I gay gasped when the credenza got broken because it's been so built up. He was so proud of that credenza, and you just took it away from him. Oh, no.
like, he was showing it off, he was so proud of it, and they're like, "Him and that credenza, what the" like, why is he so
Somebody
hung up
learned a
on it?
new word because he said it 45 times tonight.
Like, even the beginning with him going to pick up the futon of the credenza, and they're going, "Ah, the credenza." I'm like, "What is happening here?" I'm like, "What is happening?"
It's a credenza, all right? That's what's happening. Credenza, it's a happening, it's a feeling, it's furniture, it's an emotion, it's got move, it's got meaning, it's grease. Grease is the word, and so is credenza. I got nothing. I've got nothing. I don't know.
It's such a moment that it kinda sets your expectations for something that does not happen. 'Cause you're like, "Okay, is this guy gonna somehow play into this? What's gonna happen? What is this happening?" It really just is a way to go, "Here's how Cliff got the credenza that has Gatlopp. There you go."
When in Venice Beach, visit so and so's Antiques for all your credenza needs. I don't know. It was my uncle has a credenza farm, and he gave us money to make the movie. He grows them. He has this all organic credenza field.
They're free range.
Yeah, yeah, cruelty-free credenzas.
They're not kept in cages like other credenzas, you know?
Oh, yeah. Hey, credenza. Buff Bubble
I have to say, I need to thank you immensely for suggesting this.
You're welcome, you're welcome. I just popped into my head. I'm like, "This would be a good show for Jeff." And since I failed twice on mine, it would be a great place to fail here. If it doesn't work, I'd rather do it on someone else's podcast.
There you go. I've had so many things that fail on this show, and I just release them anyway.
Oh, good. I
Whatever.
know. And then no one and it's so frustrating because nobody's gonna watch it because I'm gonna go th you're gonna go we're gonna go through this, and we're gonna put it out there, and they'll go, I'll just watch the same 5 movies over and again. Fuck off." We're trying to give you nice things.
Yeah. It's like, look, Tubi is free. Are there ads? Sure. If you're on your browser, get an ad blocker. If you use it on your TV like I do, the ads don't take that long.
Right, and if it yeah, and plus if you put your TV on a credenza, fuck yes. Fuck. Fuck.
That's See, that's what you need to do. Go out, get yourself a credenza, put your TV on the credenza, then go watch
But
Gatlop. Hell of a game.
right, uh-huh. Limber up though first, because you don't wanna you don't wanna
Look, you don't want to hurt yourself jazzercising.
you don't wanna jazzercise a good your Gatlop. Yeah. Ah, my Gatlop. Ugh.
Oh, my Gatlop's acting up. Ugh.
Did you hear about Jeff? No, what? He got the Gatlop. No. Yes. No.
That's awful.
I don't know what that is. Nobody does. Nobody does.
Oh, sorry. This is hilarious. Oh,
I know, I bet they're just lapping it up. All right. So
I
hi,
don't care
everybody.
if they laugh or not.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So plug away for everything you've got going, Patrick. I mean,
All right. So yeah, say hi. Anyway, I'm Patrick. I used to be the host of the ScreamQueenz podcast, the podcast where horror gets gay. I've retired from that, but I've expanded into the ScreamQueenz Podiverse. So it's an ever-growing network of shows that focus on horror and queer things, not necessarily in that order. Um, One of the neat things about doing a podcast for 17 years is that I've got tons and tons and tons of back category. And in fact, there's 10 years of shows that I had to take down. All my early, like the first 10 years of Scream Queens, I had to take it all down because I lost the rights to my theme song.
oh,
And so iTunes wouldn't play it anymore. But now I'm re-editing them. And so once a month, you get a classic episode of Scream Queens. I've started a new podcast where we talk about Friday the 13th, the series, which comes out on the third Friday of the month. And there's also a show called It Came from the 70s, where I talk about made-for-TV monstrosities from the decade where we thought saccharine was a good idea. Mostly made-for-TV horror movies, but we also talk about after-school specials or very special episodes of TV shows. And finally, I'm about to start doing a show called ScreamQueenz Behind the Screams.
Oh,
Where I'm talking to gay horror filmmakers.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds
And
amazing.
it's all available in one place on the ScreamQueenz feed. They kind of just come up and there's an order to them. They come. What's the word?
I'm drawing a blank. I know what you're. God damn it! I know what you're thinking
I'm
of. and I
doing
can't
hand
think-
gestures.
Yeah.
They come out in
charades.
sequence.
Star Wars.
Apocalypto. They come out apocalypto.
Sequential order.
Just show up every Friday. You get a show. What it is might be something. I don't know what it is. It's a Gatlopp right now. It's a Gatlopp of choices coming your way on ScreamQueenz, and that screams Queens with a Z. It'll all be down in there in show notes, I guess. I have to go now. I'm very.
I will say I love that It Came from the 70s has spawned from a segment to its own show.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So
Well, those segments were always very popular, so I figured why don't I just focus on them for a while? So, and
Yeah.
it's been fun. I'm about to release an episode on a movie called She's Dressed to Kill from 1978.
okay.
It's an Agatha Christie on cocaine, on 70s cocaine, because it's about a fashion show that's on some mountaintop retreat, but somebody's killing the models one by one by one by one. But it's like, but they're being killed by their cosmetics. There's nerve gas in the hairspray. There's the cyanide in the lipstick. And it's got the most bonkers cast, and none of it makes sense. It's all thrown together. It's gonna be a real trip to go through this one. It's one of these movies that go, what is anybody thinking? What's happening? Why Jessica Walters in it just serving face and
Oh, okay. Sold.
she's holding this whole movie together. She knows exactly what movie she's in. Everyone else thinks they're doing Citizen Kane, and it's absolute horseshit, but it's a ton of cut all this out. I don't know what I'm saying. I have to stop talking.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Patrick. I had a good time. As always, it's great talking to you.
It was a pleasure talking to you as well, Jeff.
And yeah,
Happy Mother's Day, you
happy
motherfucker.
Mother's Day.
Yeah.
As always, I need to thank Patrick for coming on here and lending some professionalism to this show. It's always a blast to talk to him, and especially when he brings a movie like Gatlopp to the table, which is a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys go out and see it. I also highly recommend you all go check out the ScreamQueenz Podiverse. You get old ScreamQueenz episodes. You get It Came from the 70s, the Friday the 13th, the series podcast. There's a ton of stuff over there. I will have links in the show notes, so make sure you go check that out. Find them on Facebook and social media. Give them a follow. It's good stuff. It's quality. It's podcasting at one of its highest levels. Yeah, I'm giving you that praise, Patrick. If you hear this, yeah, I'm giving it to you. As far as Skewered Universe Podcast, you know where you can find us. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. You can go to our YouTube channel, Official Skewered Universe. You can find stuff there. Audio episodes, shorts that I put up there. I've been kind of lacking on the videos, but I'm going to get back to that very soon. And every other Saturday, I'm also on Tales from the Podcast, where we are getting closer to finishing our run on Are You Afraid of the Dark. We have 2 more seasons left of the revival series that happened from 2019 through 2022, and that will take us through September. So if you're not interested in Are You Afraid of the Dark, come back in September, but, I mean, you're kind of missing out if you don't show up. So you can find out more information on that by going to talesfromthepodcast.com. While you're there, you can look into getting copies of Tales of Shock and Terror Volumes 1 and 2 while supplies last. Volume 1 may be close to being sold out. Volume 2, there are still copies and multiple variant covers, so make sure you cop those. And you can get our game, Tales from the Podcast, the fucking video game, a retro-style RPG where you take control of myself and JB and just have a good time trying to prevent some idiot from making another shitty horror film. You get Pogs as currency, there's battles, there's save points that you have to visit prostitutes. It's a fun game. It's filled with horror references and pop culture references. I think you guys would really enjoy it. So go over there and get that. It is $10 via Cash App or PayPal donation. And for another $5, you can get in-game cheat bot access. I know most of you won't need it, but for those that need a little bit of a leg up, you can get it. $5, $15 for a game. No launchers, no online connection. It is single player, so you can't play with your friends, but sometimes you just want to play alone, right? Anyway, again, I had such a great time talking with Patrick. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you go watch Gatlopp. I hope you go check out the ScreamQueenz Podiverse. And as always, keep enjoying that universe that's just a bit skewered.
Boobs in a board game, 2 bits.